Welcome, my friends. In this episode, we are going to build and then do kind of a little mini review of this is a Space Police set number 6831. It has a really odd name. I guess it's part of the Space Police Patrol, so it is a little vehicle, as you can tell there. Really cool figure. But then I think it's called the message decoder. So I don't really know. I don't think there's any decoding happening, but let's get into this build. It's very interesting, and we'll go over maybe a couple facts while I'm building this. Is number one, it was done in 1989. So I had only been building for a few years. This is pre-high school for me. This is very possible. I wasn't huge into Space Police. I was big into Blacktron. My brother actually is the one who was purchasing a lot of the Space Police. So he stayed into Lego, and I kind of played a little bit with them and built and different things. I was building a lot of the Futron, and then I loved Blacktron, and then he got a lot of the Space Police sets. I don't know if I actually ever purchased any of the Space Police sets myself. I did build the figure, great black air tank. I love the almost gives you kind of those stormtrooper vibes with the white and black, the awesome emblem, and then there's like a zipper across, right? Because this is a full spacesuit that they were wearing, and then the old school just yellow head smiley face. And then the translucent visor is a nice little touch, and it really makes the Space Police folks really stand out. So let's get going. There may be some substituted parts because, when you get old collections, it's a little bit difficult. One thing I love about Classic Space is that it used a lot of crossover parts that you would see in town, like this right here was used for a lot of different vehicles in town, but some parts really crossed over. There are only 27 parts, I think, in this particular, which is that's insane to me that there was only 27 parts overall in this complete build, and it was only $3 at the time. So if you had the insight, or the that Lego would be something that you could collect, you could have over the years you could have more than tripled your money. I mean, if you think about it, if you would have bought like 100 of these, 100 of these at $3, so dropped $300, you could have knew these are going for over $100. So you essentially, if you had 100 of them for $100, that would be what is that, $100,000 that you would have made? Oh my God, that's just insane. Now, you probably would have not had the opportunity to buy 100 of these because back then you would have had to gone hunting. You couldn't go online, right? So it's just a lot more difficult to see, unless you had a source of some kind. All right, there we go. We got the baseline of the vehicle. Now, it's one of the things that's cool is I think this vehicle does have a tilt to it, right? Some of the space vehicles do that, so it's a pretty neat little thingy that they do. Let's see. There we go. We're gonna put that here. But yeah, 1989. A lot of cool things happened back in 89. And this goes here. Space Police. Okay, then here we go. So now we've got the front. Now, I don't know if I have the exact same wheel axles. I pulled the same. They're supposed to be red, but I had some gray ones. It's the same part, so I think it's going to give the same effect. It's essentially a substitute. So, it is what it is at this point. I could have rooted through my collection a little bit closer, but who knows? Maybe I don't even necessarily have them right now. I may not be able to fully. Actually, Okay, so this one's going to need an extra plate worth. give it some distance so it spins. This one could actually go right out of the gate because they gave it a little extra height. Well, that's interesting. So that's where it is so far. And then these bars are really cool. This is very popular in the city and in space back in the days. Very useful part used in a lot of vehicles. Oh, and I'm searching already again. There we go. Okay. Now we got it. They're having you do these little radar dishes. This goes here. These will plop on right here. The instruction in the user experience over the years, oh, that was a good catch. The user experience over the years has really improved drastically. Like, it's not even close how much easier it is to build Lego. And maybe that's something, for parents today who grew up with Lego, and some of these sets were they were not super easy, that maybe some would hesitate to have their kids build right away. So could be a thing. You never know. Okay, so these plug in here. I guess these are the sensors. This is kind of like a radar sensor decoder. Maybe it's out there decoding messages. I don't know. Okay, and this goes in like this. And boy, my fingers are not nimble enough in some cases. But again, that's the user experience. Okay, and then we put him in here. I don't know if he came with any accessories. It's very possible. And there he is. He's driving it, little space patrol, and these guys were off catching some of the bad guys, whether they were not really going after the aliens, but going after the Blacktron, which were the bad guys of the classic space world. Look at the usability. This was a lot of fun. Can you imagine having one of the base plates, building a base, and then having these patrol around? And maybe they were spying and looking for the bad guys. Lots of fun. So that's it for this episode. It is 6831, the message decoder space patrol little vehicle thingy. And it's a lot of fun collecting this, and I'm glad this is in my collection. So if you love classic space, make sure to like and subscribe. Go all those fans in of Law and Order in the Space Police, and we'll catch you on the next episode.